Since this is the first reunion without my grandma, do you guys have any memories you'd like to share? Go ahead.
My favorite one is wherever I went, whether to the commissary or to my grandkids. The last 2 years, I'd be calling Nettie. We call her Nettie. I'll be calling her up. Sister, we're going to Walmart. Let's go. We're going to go get Marley. And she'd be on my phone in the van when I'm driving. Sometimes we're FaceTiming. But those are my most memorable 2 years of her. She would always, like, if I'm not calling her, she'd say, hey, where are we going today? How come you haven't called me? So I miss that. I miss calling Nettie to travel with me.
Your grandmother, so beautiful when she was going to high school and after. Of course, when you get married, your whole life changed, right? But your grandmother, or your mama, your grandma, yeah, so beautiful. She had men just, you know. But because she's the oldest, with Antoinette. No, wait. She was the oldest in Guam at that time in the 60s and 70s. The women do not hang out with their boyfriends and kissing all over the public. Antoinette and Catherine, our other older sister, could not go out. Then children came, she couldn't go out. When I came, they trust.
She was gone.
But your Antoinette, so beautiful. And I just want to tell you this story. I don't know why I did it. She had a boyfriend that went to Vietnam, right? And Antoinette was crying. And she told me it's because the guy hurt her feelings, right? I somehow got the address and I wrote to the guy. And I got mad at him. I said, why are you doing this to my sister? True story. I went to Good Time when I was in Guam. That guy was by the door. And he stopped me and said, are you Antoinette's sister? Because he found out I was a Guevara, right? He said, are you Antoinette's sister? I said, yes. Are you Terry? I said, yes. He said, I am sorry I hurt your sister. I got your letter. And I was shocked. But, you know, I don't like seeing Antoinette get hurt. And that's when she was very young and beautiful, right? So that's my favorite with your grandmother.
So Ned is, of course, older than me, myself. I always remember her as being very soft and quiet. Not judgmental, loving and forgiving. And so pretty much most of the time when I was with her, there was not much of a confrontation with my older sister because she's my older, okay? And whatever she needed, I would try to support it. But I loved her so much because of her quietness, her gentleness, her love for everything, but also respectful, not judging, but being kind and being more supportive of putting out kindly, advices and response to whatever I was going through in my life. So she was my big sister. Chilling, my little sister, that's a little different story, but we're your mom right now, okay? Okay, next.
Mr. Boy, what's the next question?
Okay, my memory of your grandma, your mom, is yes, I loved her for what she did for us. She helped grandma, and I know this. She helped grandma to raise us, and it wasn't always just grandma, because your grandma was there. Even Auntie Kathy was there to help to raising us. And Lord forbid, I'm sorry I yelled at your mom, okay? Because it was your mom and Auntie Chilla who both got into an argument on one of Grandpa's, your great grandfather's meeting that we had. They couldn't stop arguing with each other, so I had to slam my hand down and tell them to shut up. So they both shut up, and then we kind of calmed down and everything. We continued with the meeting, but I loved your grandma.
The generational thing. Growing up in the little island, in the little village, everybody's family. Mom used to always, every time we gathered, Mom used to always introduce us to relatives that are not just first, second, or third. You're talking about fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth. Your aunties, uncles, nephews, nieces, daughters, sons, wife. So when we started doing this reunion thing, anytime I had any questions about relatives that I had no clue about, your grandma, was my go-to for that.
She taught me how to drive when I was 12. And she taught me how to drive because she was very sweet and quiet, like they all said, but she loved to crash parties. And so she taught me how to drive so that she could take me with her to the parties that she wants to crash, and so that she could drink a little wine or, you know, a little beer, and then I drive her home. And yeah, like Uncle Rick said, she knows everything. So any question we had, if I had a crush on a boy, I go to her and ask her, who's his family? And we're always related.
Always related. Next question.
Next.